Hello, Jess Too Good here, and today we're taking a look at the Brick Journal April 2019 magazine, which does retail for $9 in the United States. Now, Brick Journal is an unofficial LEGO enthusiast magazine, and this has been running for a while. I've always wanted Brick Journal. It always seems so exclusive, but recently they've been selling it at more and more places, and the people at Brick Journal sent me this to review for free. I've never looked through a full Brick Journal magazine before. I've only seen certain, magazines and issues. So let's see how this one holds up, and if it is really the magazine for LEGO enthusiasts of all ages. I won't take too detailed of a look through some of this stuff, but there is definitely a lot of reading for some of these MOCs and such, which is great if you're into MOCs. Me personally, I'm not like the biggest MOC guy, but do have a little word glossary, which I like that because for new fans, you could kind of learn something from here, not only just on the MOC side. And you can see that's a Malin Kylinger's World Inside Me, so that's a really interesting looking design in general. Love how this came out, especially with the colors on this side and the duality of how this is almost like an aquatic area, how this is like a kind of spooky area. I'm sure the article goes into more detail about that. But this is more of almost like a profile of the builder and how they built this certain MOC. It's quite interesting. You see Malin's world. So basically it reflects her thoughts on herself, it says at the top. Another great looking MOC there. I mean, these are just incredible in general. This is like the pop-up book to the extreme. Helen Sham, building life-size. So these are all life-size builds, it looks like. I love the Wally right there. Look at that Batman build. Again, there's a lot to read here. I don't want to spoil the whole thing if you aren't going to pick this up or whatnot, or if you're thinking about picking this up. And I personally haven't had the time to read all of it myself. Oh my gosh, look at that. Love those Mario sculptures. I was going to say structures. You have Donkey Kong, Mario, Luigi, even Peach in the back right there. Some more classic looking versions. Even another DK. That is freaking awesome. One thing I hope to see in this issue or just later on is stuff about the LEGO design process, because in the past I know that they've had versions of or issues of this magazine that show kind of prototypes and such, and those were some of the most interesting articles I've read on LEGO in general, and that was why I always wanted to get this, but it was very hard to get. So builder spotlight, Eric Ong. So interesting build right there with this stealth fighter. So you have more military-esque vehicles or whatnot. It's always interesting to see military builds in MOC form because LEGO wouldn't make them, so we really have to leave it up to the builders. Building is half the battle. Reimagining G.I. Joe through LEGO. So this is an interpretation of another toy in LEGO form, which this was one of the cover stories or articles. If you're into that, personally, it's not too much of my thing because I never got into G.I. Joe. But again, more military stuff, which is always interesting to see in LEGO form. And I was at first like, why is really $9? Like, that's a lot. But you could already see how detailed these articles are, and we're not even like halfway through this issue yet. So more of that G.I. Joe stuff, just to speed this up a bit. Oh, look at this. That's so cool. They even have a little build that you could use these instructions for. That's kind of cute. That reminds me of Brickmaster. If you remember back in the day, they used to have Brickmaster, and it would be the more expensive LEGO magazine, not the free one. And they would give you bricks sometimes, but also they would give you little build instructions if you want to combine models or whatnot. I think LEGO Club magazine, the free one, also did some of this as well, but Brickmaster was like the more premium one. More builds there. This is by, I can't even pronounce that name, but look at this. Holy crap, these beasts look freaking awesome. Love just the pieces on there. Like how they use different pieces for this. That's so cool. Oh man. Wow, look at that. That's a great figure. Or, you know, vehicle for the figure. Reminds me of the buildable figures from Star Wars, which they don't do anymore. Oh, this dude's awesome. That is so cool. Very limited on the piece amounts, but love the colors on it and love how the limited pieces made it even more creative. I guess would be a good way to put it. This guy's really cool. So there you go. You could build this with these instructions. Whoa. I don't know how rare those pieces are. They look like a lot of CCBS stuff, but that's useful. It's like a little mole miner. Look at that. Advertised in Brick Journal. All right, I'm going to look into that. Another, you can build it. Look at this. That's even cool. They give the parts list for these as well, so it makes it easy to purchase and whatnot. I don't want to spoil everything in here. I feel bad just showing the whole magazine, but give the instructions there. Another instructions for Director Krennic's personal shuttle. The neuralizer, which they have instructions for as well. It's by Brick Nerd. I remember Brick Nerd. I think he used to do videos, if I'm not mistaken. Oh. Yeah, more right there. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse for Minifigure Customization 101. So this one's probably going to appeal to the younger demographic, which we already made our custom figures for this movie, but these are physical, which look freaking great. Some similarities between ours and his, but I mean, obviously, since this is, you know, the same movie we're basing stuff off of. I love how he did Peter B. Parker. I think that looks awesome. But I would say Jefferson Davis, that's probably the one that looks most similar to ours for that face alone. Like, we had a very similar design choice in the face. I think we used the same kind of shade color for the glasses and stuff. And love that custom sculpting on the Spider-Ham figure. I mean, that's pretty clever. And you even have Spider-Nora at the top. It's cool stuff. We have Penny Parker, which, look at that, they sketched it out. They're thinking of, I guess he hasn't made it yet, but using these different hair pieces that exist, good thinking. I didn't even think about to use that coal one. I think the coal one might be the most fitting for like an existing one. We just made a new hair piece altogether. Little Guys in Space. Oh man, I love Little Guys in general by David Pagano, so this is a pretty cool article for me. Yeah, that's a classic like animation. If you haven't seen Little Guys, search it up. It's freaking cool. Maybe I'll even put a card. So that's how he designed. That's really cool. I like how it shows the design process of making a brick film like this, which was such a detailed brick film. And you have some of the older brick journals, which you could get, I guess, with a certain code online or whatnot. So there you go. I think, is this the one that they showed the prototypes for stuff? I'm not sure. But there's even a comic there. We almost spoiled that. So you have some advertisements there. Oh, look at this. There's a freaking comic. Okay, yeah, so that's the comic. I don't want to spoil it for myself. I'm going to read that later, but I'm not going to just read that and then like cut later. But yeah, my only thing was I was hoping for more stuff on like maybe like interviewing a set designer or the design process of a set. That would have been cool to throw in there. But other than that, first off, if you're into MOCs, I mean, this is a great magazine that not only shows like the thought process around MOCs and the design process, but it could give you some instructions of themselves. And they have other details. Like, I like how they did I wasn't really expecting like a minifigure customization section because I think minifigure customization skews more towards a younger demographic, while a lot of those MOCs seem to skew more towards an older demographic. But it was cool that they included that. And minifigure customization of all ages is awesome as well. I'm just saying that in general, like, it skews more towards, like the teens and I guess millennials or whatnot. So I really recommend this, and I'm not saying that because they gave this to me for free. But if you're getting into MOCs, this is a great thing to read. Me personally, I'm trying to get more into MOCs so I can build some myself. So I'll definitely be looking back at this. And in the future, I might pick up another one of these, especially if I hear that one thing that was missing, which was set production stuff, because I'm always interested in that. So go check out Brick Journal. I'll also link their website in the description, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.